guys, it's Sarah Norwood of Shamanic Soul Coaching here just to give you a little update. As you may or may not have noticed, I've been off social media, not posting much because I have paused my beloved healing business, Shamanic Soul Coaching, indefinitely. And I did this because it's really important when we are sick or not well, not to give that energy to our clients, but to really focus on working on ourselves to heal ourselves. And what's happened over the years, the last 15 years of working with clients, is sometimes I haven't been so great with keeping the energy clean, meaning I've taken on a lot of my clients' trauma energy on top of decades of my own physical and sexual trauma energy. So what happened after being diagnosed here and there with every rare disorder you could possibly imagine and nobody really understanding what's going on, I was diagnosed last year with something called functional neurological disorder. What that is it's a brain disorder where your brain and your body get mixed messages. There is a disconnect. And what it can do when it gets really acute, and I found this out because I was diagnosed last summer, but I found this out on July 4th. July 4th, I woke up with some back pain. All of a sudden, I hit the floor and I was passing out and I became completely paralyzed. I couldn't speak, I couldn't move, and I started having something called functional seizures. Now at the time, my family called 911, the ambulance came, because only one side of my face was actually working. They thought I was having a massive stroke. So you can imagine the fear going into that. Well, I fortunately went to a hospital here in Colorado that was aware of this disorder. The neurosurgeon there saw me, did some tests on me, and immediately knew that it was not a stroke and it was not, he didn't think epileptic seizures. I seized for 2 or 3 hours that day, and since July 4th, I have been having seizures every 2 to 3 days. Now, for me and working with energy and working with my shaman, we know that this is from trauma, and it is the trauma energy, the pain, the rage, and the grief trying to come out to be released out of my body too fast. So when I start to feel anger towards myself, or I feel a lot of pain or nervousness, I will start to have muscle spasms, kind of like Tourette's, vocal and motor tics, and then oftentimes I'll go into a full-on seizure, some paralysis. I can't walk afterwards. I have to use a walker or a cane. My family has to sometimes carry me into the bathroom or into bed. And then hours later, after my body kind of relaxes again, I get the feeling back in my limbs, and eventually I'm able to speak without stuttering or not making sense. So this just goes to show that even though I've worked on my trauma for over 3 decades, I have helped others heal their trauma energy. The importance of taking care of yourself and making sure that you're not taking on too much of other people's stuff, and you are doing your self-care, your whatever works for you, whether it's exercise, dance, meditation, eating good foods. It doesn't really matter. Nobody has the magic, recipe for what is going to heal you. But what we want it to do is not be so massive and intense and get to the point where it builds up inside you like my body and so acute that when it does come out, it's way too much, way too fast. So we want to be gentle and loving and have a daily practice of slowly, lovingly calling in the love, whether it's your higher power, your guides, doesn't matter. We want you to connect to the feeling and energy of love in whatever way works for you. You might believe in guides or animal guides or spirit guides or the Great Spirit or God, anything that makes you feel good. Think about, feel, bring it in your body, allow it to transmute any anxiety or rage or fear, and then release it gently and lovingly. So that's what I'm working on right now, to be able to slow down the frequency of my seizures and the duration, the length of my seizures, because they can go on for hours. So until I feel, and I'm also going to a specialty clinic up in Denver, Ann Schutz, non-epileptic seizure clinic, in case anybody with functional neurological disorder in Colorado or close by needs support. I'm going to learn everything I can, anything that's helpful for people that are suffering these type of symptoms, because they're often dismissed. It often takes sometimes a decade or two to get diagnosed with this very rare brain disorder. But for me, in the work I do, I feel it's trauma energy that has not been healed subconsciously, that all of a sudden is making my body or our bodies do things that our brain is not telling it to do. So there's this feeling of a lack of control. But I want you to know, if you have FND or you're experiencing trauma, please, there are so many different therapists and people, modalities that can help you. Do not give up. I mean, this is the first time I haven't been really in my PJs since July 4th, and I never thought I would be able to actually do another video because I just keep seizing. So know that healing is possible for anything that you're going through. And one day I will come back and I will work with you, my clients, in a different way, in a way that serves us better. And I'm learning how to do that right now. So thank you guys so much for kind of sticking by my side, and I'll keep you updated. All right, love you. Mwah.